Black Friday deals for river cruises are finally out. Well, at least most of them. So let's dive in. But first, I have a real quick but relevant story for you. So last weekend, my wife Shelly and I were out running some errands, and she wanted to pop into the local shoe store to try on some new walking shoes for our Europe trips next year. It was actually a really good idea. As she was browsing the aisles, I did what any self-respecting husband does. I found the husband's chair in the back corner and parked myself there. You know the one. So right next to me was a stack of these clearance shoes for men and women. That's when I spotted them. A pair of Hoka walking shoes priced entirely too good to be ignored. So I was intrigued. I picked them up, but then I saw the size. They were a 10.5. It's definitely not my size, and it was a real bummer because they were a great deal. And that, my friends, is a lot like cruising. So whether it's an ocean cruise or river cruise, just because the deal looks amazing doesn't mean it's the right cruise for you. Well, today is Black Friday, and we're diving into some of the best river cruise deals of the year. But we're not stopping there. We're also going to help you figure out who these cruises are best suited for, because finding that perfect fit is what makes a deal truly great. But before we dive in, let me introduce myself. My name is William, and this is the Navigating Waters podcast. Welcome. Shelly, my wife, and I run Sun Sand Sea Travel, a boutique travel agency with over 30 years of experience. I personally specialize in river cruises, while Shelly focuses on small ocean cruises. Together, we're here to educate, inspire, and help you navigate the cruising industry. So if you're as excited as I am about finding your perfect river cruise deal this Black Friday, you're definitely in the right place. And don't forget to click the link below in the description to grab your free copy of our updated River Cruise Selection Guide for 2025. It's absolutely packed with insights to help you make the best choice. So now let's dive in and get started with today's deals to discover which cruise lines are offering the best fit for you. So getting things started off with Amadeus River Cruises, this brand was founded in 1986 and is located in the heart of Austria in Salzburg. Now, this brand spent the majority of their decades still just marketing to the UK market, and have recently started marketing to the USA back in early 2021. And then one of the things that Amadeus does a little bit differently is they do carry fewer guests on board than the industry average, something we talked about a few moments ago, allowing for more spacious and intimate onboard experiences. The other thing that sets them apart is that their excursions are not included in the base fare, allowing for budget-conscious travelers to customize their trip. And even with the top package, Amadeus pricing remains more affordable than most of their competitors. Now, the current promotions they have for Black Friday, starting on December 2nd, so early next week, they're going to have a 25% off spring departures for the Treasures of the Burgundy and Provence itinerary. These are going to be selling at late March through April of 2025. If you're interested in getting some information about that, don't forget that we've got a Calendly link below where you can set up an appointment to have a conversation with us beginning next week. We'll be happy to share with you that is their Cyber Monday sale. Next up, we're going to be talking about AmaWaterways. Now, this is a brand that's close and dear to my heart. They were founded in 2002. They are a USA brand, even though the owners are Hungarian. They offer an exceptional experience. A very dynamic family-owned company, AmaWaterways, exudes the warmth and personalized service. The co-founder, Rudy, often called the godfather of river cruising, plays a very active role in the operations, and Kristen is very forward-facing for that family experience as well. Now, the things that set them apart is they have an active wellness program. We sailed them just about a year ago. I was able to take several biking excursions. I went and hiked through some vineyards and just had an incredible time, so it is a little bit more of an active experience. A slightly younger crowd on board. They do have a wellness host. So along with your tour director and your cruise manager, there is a wellness host aboard. It's going to be providing you with opportunities for yoga classes in the morning or Pilates classes, followed by some excursions on bikes or hikes later on in the day. Many of the ships include e-bikes, so if you're looking for an active exploration, you do have that opportunity. And as of this recording on Black Friday, AmaWaterways has not announced any specific Black Friday or Cyber Monday specials. If that does change, I will be happy to make an update for you. They do still have some exceptional offers out there. If you're looking for a 2026 itinerary, we do have access to a 20% discount off of that. People often ask me, well, should I wait? Does it make more sense to book this later? And I always say that, and it holds true, grabbing a 2026 itinerary at a 2024-2025 price is going to be a good deal. Prices just continue to rise for these river cruises. Demand keeps outpacing the supply, even though they're adding dozens of new ships between all of the brands just next year. So it's definitely something to take into consideration. Our next brand is going to be Avalon Waterways. Now they are also a USA based brand. They are owned by Globus Tours, a company that's been in the coach tour business for decades and decades. One of the things that makes that an exceptional experience, being in the tour business for a very long time, even though Avalon's been around for just 20 years, their excursions on shore are exceptional. We had the opportunity to sail with them this past spring and really enjoyed the excursions that we were able to have. They just have some great connections with some great tour guides. We really had a good immersive experience. Now, another thing that sets them truly apart from the rest is they have what they call suite ships. Now, these particular ships have floor-to-ceiling, wall-to-wall panoramic windows. The entire wall of your suite, if you have a balcony level or above, is going to be wall-to-wall glass. And with that, they're going to turn the bed to face that window. So that's a little bit unique. Most of them have more of a front-to-back configuration with their bedding, but Avalon does have their suites with the bed facing the window, just giving you a more pleasant experience. Should be sailing down the rivers. You can sit there and drink some coffee in bed and watch everything go by. Now, another nice thing about Avalon Waterways, what attracted me to them was their active and discovery itineraries. These give you an opportunity to do a variety of things. So I went kayaking. I went and took a bike through a medieval village and went and explored lots of wonderful things in the Provence region. They're very in tune to having that experience on board, so it's definitely something to give some consideration to. Now, the Black Friday sale that they have is offering a panoramic suite upgrade. So if you do book a standard class suite with them, they're going to give you a upgrade with that, and they're also going to be including gratuities on board. So rather than having a fee for gratuities later on in the cruise, they're going to include that for you. Next up, we're going to be talking about Emerald River Cruises. Now, this is an Australian brand. It's one that's been around for a number of years. Emerald is actually a sister company to Scenic that we're going to be talking about later. Emerald came to the scene in about 2013, so just about a decade. They provide a premium experience at a mid-range price. Now, we've found some exceptional offers with them. You just allow us the opportunity to take a look around, and we'll see what we can find for you. Now, they have a couple of other unique things that really separates them. They have a couple of things that they call Emerald Plus, which just gives you a deeper, richer cultural experience. They're going to take you a little bit further, a little bit more intimate, a much smaller group to go and do a wine tasting, a food tasting, something of that nature. Another opportunity that they have, similar to some of the other brands we've already talked about, they have an Emerald Active option. So when I was just on Emerald a couple of months ago, we were on the Rhine River. I was able to take the e-bikes out for a couple of different excursions, and then even when we were in a port, we were finished up with an excursion for the day, I was able to take one of those bikes and just kind of roam around and cruise around town. Now, Emerald is just absolutely throwing everything to the waves for Black Friday. They've got some exceptional 40% off sailings for 2025. We also have some deals for 2026 if you're looking that far out. As a premier company with Emerald River Cruises, we do have some discreet offers. By being discreet, we cannot advertise these, we cannot discuss them in an open forum, but if you'd like to schedule a conversation with us, we'd be more than happy to share this with you. They are an absolutely outstanding deal. So next up, we're going to be talking about Riviera River Cruises. Now, this company is based out of the UK. They've entered the scene back in 1984, so they've been around for just about 40 years now. They're a wonderful brand. They've been UK-based for obviously decades. They just began marketing in the US not too long ago. Now, some of the things that set Riviera apart from the rest of the crowd is that they're known for their straightforward pricing. They offer a lower initial cost while still delivering an excellent quality experience. Their excursions are included, but their tips and drinks are going to be an extra price. Now, they are an exceptional brand for solo travelers. In fact, just in the last couple of weeks, I've been able to book a couple of people on their solo exclusive itineraries. Now, these are a wonderful opportunity for a solo cruiser to go out and have an opportunity to mingle with only solos. Now, I wouldn't call this a meetup cruise by any stretch. These are just going to be an opportunity where singles can hang out with other singles, solos can hang out with other solos, and just have an opportunity to kind of share that experience without being surrounded by a bunch of typical couples, frankly. These do have some exceptional fares that are based on that opportunity, so if that's something you'd like to take a look at, be happy to share with you that. The March itinerary that we just booked the last cabin for a few days ago. So we do have a couple of other opportunities for itineraries later on. You might want to give some consideration to those. I'd be happy to share those details with you. Now, Riviera does have some exceptional offers in store for us. For 2026 departures, you can pay 2 for the price of 1. So essentially a 50% off deal there. If you're looking for a 2025 river cruise, why put it off? They have a savings of $500 off per cabin for a 7-night cruise, or $1,000 off for anything that's 10 nights or more. Now, this offer is just through December 6th, so sometime next week. If you're interested in the details, feel free to let us know. We'd be happy to share that information with you. Now, a brand new company to the scene, they just launched a little over a year ago, is Riverside Luxury Cruises. Now, this company is based out of Munich, Germany. They've been around since, as I mentioned, 2023, but they've been in the hospitality industry for a number of decades, owning Seaside Collection. Now, this is a collection of luxurious hotels. Just an incredible experience if you're looking for a good luxury brand. A lot of them are located on the seaside, and they just have an opulent experience there. So if you're familiar with Crystal River Cruises, a brand that went bankrupt just a couple of years ago, Riverside purchased a few of their ships and have converted 3 of them to the water at this point. The one that most people will recognize is the Riverside Mozart. This is a double-wide ship that has just about 190 guests on board, so it offers a lot of amenity space when you have that much extra square footage to work with. Now, the Mozart does sail on the Danube. They also have a ship on the Rhine and a ship on the Rhone. Both of them look absolutely beautiful. We've seen them both while out sailing some other different lines. Next up, we're going to be talking about Scenic. So Scenic was a brand that is the parent to Emerald that we talked about a little bit earlier. Scenic was founded in 1986. They are based again in Australia. The thing that really sets them apart is their included options. They have a lot of included excursion options that you can select from. Their gratuities are included. The premium beverage package is included. They have butler service that's included, and so much more. They really provide for a private cultural experience, and they really call these kind of a spaceship. Now, we're not talking about flying through the air kind of spaceship, but the design is more of a sophisticated modern feel. So if you really like those warm tones and that's just what you're used to, you might want to take a look at some of the pictures of a Scenic ship to see if that's going to be something that you're going to enjoy. Their current promotions are for up to 35% off on select sailings, so feel free to reach out and we'd be happy to share some details of what that looks like. Now, founded almost 100 years ago in the USA would be Tauck. Tauck is an exceptional brand, obviously built in 1925. They're located in Connecticut. The thing that sets them apart is they're a very much a luxurious brand. They provide some very unique experiences. Tauck started in the business doing land tours. I believe they were about $6. So we've come a long ways in 100 years, haven't we? But they do have some private after-hours tours of famous places. They'll get you into the Louvre after hours and a lot of other places. So the experience is absolutely top-notch. The pricing follows along suit with that. One of the other things that makes them a little bit unique is they have a family-friendly itinerary. So the Tauck Bridges program is an itinerary that's built for multicultural and So another thing that sets Tauck apart is their family-friendly itineraries. They call these Tauck Bridges itineraries, and they're based for multi-generational families, offering activities that engage all ages. Now, this is not available on all of their itineraries, just on select ones during typical holidays. Their current promotions, as of just a moment ago, I checked and did not see any specific offers for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or Travel Tuesday. But stay tuned. If there's an update, we'll be happy to let you know. Uniworld. Uniworld is an opulent brand. If you've seen any pictures of a Uniworld ship, they're absolutely stunning. They are hand designed by the owners. Very intimate decor. I can't even put it into words, obviously. Opulence is the best word I have for it. My wife would love to sail with it. I don't know if my eyes can take that for a week. Those that love it absolutely love it tremendously. Um, so each ship reflects the destination that it sails. It has very intricate decor, luxurious amenities. There are butler services available. The service is absolutely impeccable. Everything's all-inclusive in their pricing, and the crew-to-guest ratio is absolutely stunning. So for the current promotions, they're not doing necessarily a Black Friday sale, but they are doing the 12 Days of Christmas event. Now this is going to be coming out here on Friday. I don't have those details yet because they won't release them until sometime later in Friday. So stay tuned for more details on the 12 Days of Christmas event with Uniworld. Be happy to update you with any information. They also do have a Wave solo supplement on select 2025 voyages. Last but not least, we're going to talk about Viking River Cruises. Now this brand has been around for a number of decades. They're based in Switzerland. They have an emphasis on cultural immersion. They're the thinking man's cruise. They like to really enrich you with their port talks. They have a lovely Scandinavian design that really carries throughout all of their different ships. They do have more people on board, which is going to be a little bit limiting in the number of amenities that you'll find. They don't have any pools, any spas, any of those extra amenities that you might find on some of the other ships. But they do offer an exceptional experience. So one of the things that really impresses me with Viking, as large as they absolutely are, and they advertise more than anybody else combined, is they are incredible at logistics. If you're flying in from the USA, say to Budapest, and you have a connection in Frankfurt, they probably have somebody there in a red jacket that's going to help you get from one spot to the other, especially if you've got a tight connection. They're going to make sure that they help you make that transition. So the logistics is absolutely impressive. They've got the greatest number of ships on the waters, and I believe they're adding 10 or 11 new ships just to the European itinerary for next year. So some stunning new opportunities coming out. Their offers are going to continue with the 25. Now their offers are going to continue with the free or reduced international airfare deals. I will tell you that a lot of these extra special deals for airfare are going to be for tours that are more than a weekend long, but they do have some week-long sailings. They do have some discounted airfare. They are continuing their $25 per person deposits on select sailings, so definitely reach out and we'd be happy to get you some information about that. We also have some additional savings that we're able to provide to you from our agency since we do book so much Viking. Now, that is all the Black Friday sale offers that I am aware of. With those 10 brands, that's a lot to give some consideration to. Again, if you would like some information about the River Cruise Selection Guide, we do have the brand new updated River Cruise Selection Guide, a little over 50 pages of information and details. It's going to go over some more details about the differences between the different brands that we've discussed. I just hit a couple of the high points today. There's a lot more to discover, a lot more to see which one's going to be the best one for you. We also have some details in there about the different itineraries. So maybe you know that you want to go to Europe, but you don't know exactly where you'd like to sail. I can certainly help you through that discovery process. You can grab that information out of the guide, or we can have an in-depth experience. I'll ask you a few questions and give you some suggestions to give some consideration to. The River Cruise Selection Guide that's recently been updated for 2025 is available to you via email. If you would like a copy of it, I'd be more than happy to send that to you. I do have a link down in the description below, so feel free to collect that. Again, thank you very much for joining us today. Black Friday, you have a wonderful holiday weekend. If there's anything I can help you with, don't forget that down below we do have a link to schedule an appointment with us. We are going to be available for a few hours on Saturday. We're taking the day off to rest and recuperate on Sunday. We're going to be back for Cyber Monday, Travel Tuesdays. We look forward to visiting with you soon. Thank you so much for your time. You have a wonderful weekend.